If you're going to do the 70s, you want somebody with a mustache. So I got the best somebody with the mustache.
Dueling Decades.
All right, Joe Findlay, you pick up our first point. You take control of the board. Where are we going, man?
All right, you know what? I think we're going to go to the movies round.
Ooh, man.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to take you to August 21st, 1974. It's a movie that we've seen remakes of in fairly recent history. And it stars the man. If you're going to do the 70s, you want somebody with a mustache. So I got the best somebody with the mustache. I got Burt fucking Reynolds. And with the New York release of The Longest Yard. So the movie stars Burt Reynolds, Eddie Albert, Ed Lauter, Bernadette Peters, James Hampton, who you might know as the dad from Teen Wolf, Richard Kiel, who you might know as Jaws from a couple of 007 movies, or from Billy Madison, and a bunch of NFL players, including Ray Nitschke, Ernie Wheelwright, and Joe Kapp, among a bunch of others. It's about a former NFL player, Paul Wrecking Crew, whose career, ended on a bad note when people thought he was shaving points. Goes into a bit of a downward spiral, steals his girlfriend's luxury car, gets arrested, sentenced to 18 months in prison. What?
Sorry,
And then he ends up leading a team of prisoners to go against the semi-pro team made up of the prison guards, and football ensues, as it were. It was produced by Albert S. Ruddy, who was known for producing Godfather, $1 Million Baby, a bunch of others. It's Canadian too, just a thing. Just for me. It received an Oscar nomination for Best Editing, 1 Golden Globe for Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Burt Reynolds was nominated for Best Actor for the Golden Globes as well. And James Hampton, our Teen Wolf friend, was nominated for Best Promising or Most Promising Newcomer, which was the thing back then. The movie sparked 3 remakes. In 2001, Mean Machine in the UK, starring Vinnie Jones. 2005, The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, which is obviously of these 3 probably the ones people will know the most. And then in 2015, Captain Masser in Egypt. The 2 international ones, both the UK and the Egyptian one, they changed the sport to soccer for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's what I've got. August 21st, 1974, The Longest Yard.
Well, if they changed it to soccer, that's almost more like the movie Victory.
Yeah.
With Stallone.
Absolutely.
They done fucked up.
I'm going to sue Egypt tomorrow.
Can you let them know?
Get on.
All right, Mancrush, what did you bring for the movies round?
All right, so let's go to August 5th, 1994. And as I've mentioned before on the show, you can find this daily on our Facebook. Every day we post at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time all the movies that were released from the 80s and the 90s. So when I did this one on August 5th, all I wanted to do all day long was watch this movie. I posted it. I saw the movie. I was like, I have to watch this. And all day long, I was at the fucking studio till like 11 o'clock that night. And I'm texting Mike Ranger like, dude, I just want to get home and watch this movie. I finally got to watch it. One of my favorite comedies in the 90s. Yet I always felt that this movie right here was based more on an 80s band than a 90s band. But, in the end, it doesn't really matter. But it's also shocking. This movie just turned 27 years old, which is fucking insane because I remember going to see that in the movies. I remember where I sat at that movie because there weren't that many people in the theater. And I couldn't even tell you what I ate for breakfast this morning, but I can remember that. And that shit was 27 years ago. So my brain is still functioning. Anyway, this movie, it only brought in $6 million at the box office. It's about $11 million in 2021, which is shocking. Once again, it would appear that this is one of those movies that it really caught on once it hit the video store and cable. But just getting back to the initial box office total, I am shocked that this movie did so shitty. But at the same time, I know why. And it wasn't the cast. You had Adam Sandler, you had Steve Buscemi, Brendan Fraser. It wasn't the story, and it definitely wasn't the soundtrack. It was the asshole critics. And I'm going to give you a little taste of 3 asshole critics that I ran across while I was doing the research for this. First one, it says, comedy is almost entirely humorless. A title like Airheads suggests that at least there's something inside the mind of this painfully empty comedy wrong. On the other hand, there is some truth in its advertising. You have to be an airhead to like Airheads. It's as simple as that. Next one is from some dick named Steve Persall. He says, Airheads is a rock and roll radio comedy in which laughs come at a very low frequency. Director Michael Lehman, still riding the reputation of his wickedly funny fluke, Heathers, obviously wishes to make Dog Day Afternoon and for Beavis and Butthead's generation. With a trio of vapid heavy metal musicians taking over a radio station, the result is a mangy mutt of a movie. A Spinal Tap wannabe at times, and as painful to watch as that band's medical namesake. And the last one I got here, not since the House of Spirits has so much talent been put to so little use. Nobody comes off well. Blame first-time screenwriter Rich Wilkes and director Michael Lehman, who also made the uneven but ambitious satire Heathers and the disastrous Hudson Hawk. Airheads more closely resembles the latter. You'd be better off staying home for a WKRP in Cincinnati rerun. Is what they said. But listen, obviously these people are morons. If you've never seen Airheads, go ahead and check it out. White Zombie, Uzi water guns, giant baby bottles, naked pictures of B. Arthur, an illicit pool boy named Pip, douchebag record executive, stupid band names, Nakatomi Plaza, and fucking Lemmy. I mean, whether you've seen it or not, go see Airheads. August 5th, 1994.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Good pitch. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, my movies pick this week was a staple of my youth. It seemed like it was on TV constantly, and I think it was on every time I turned on either the cable, satellite dish, and I watched it every single time. It's one of the first movies I knew line for line, I think. You know, and it's a movie that taught me many things as well. Like it taught me the best place to hide a radio is inside an aluminum bread pan. And you can actually piss in your radiator if you ever run out of water. And the harsh reality and futility of war, which was the director John Milius's whole point. It's the dawn of World War III, and in the West Mountains of America, a group of teenagers band together to defend their town, their country, from invading Soviet forces in Red Dawn, released August 10th, 1984, the exact same week as President Reagan's address and his little quip.
I'm starting to see a theme.
Yeah. Kind of odd there.
We need to investigate you.
So the movie included an all-star cast of Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Darren Dalton, Jennifer Grey, Leah Thompson, Powers Booth, a moving performance from the great Harry Dean Stanton, and last but not least, the film feature debut of Charlie Sheen. Now, Red Dawn was the first feature film with a PG-13 rating, mainly due to the true-to-life violence portrayed in the film. The movie used no special effects, no green screens or miniatures. Milius actually made the movie as real as possible, using full-scale explosions and filming in minus 30-degree temperatures, which left Swayze with a touch of frostbite and probably caused Charlie Sheen's thirst for tiger's blood. So the film grossed about $38 million worldwide off a $17 million budget, which is $44 million in 2021 today, kids. And I can't imagine anyone doing a movie of this scale using practical effects for $44 million. In comparison, 2015's Mad Max Fury Road used 80% practical effects, but that movie cost $150 million. So, like we always say on this show, that this is a movie that found its audience once it hit the rental shelves and cable TV. And that's when it became a cult classic and one of my favorite movies from the 80s. So right now I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Duelers, and another round closer to victory. I give you Red Dawn, August 10th, 1984.
Also good pitch. Good pitch.
Also a good one.
All right, let's throw it over to Cody and Mitch for the verdict on the movies round.
So
Yeah. I gotta go with Mancrush.
you gotta go Mancrush on it. Steve Buscemi, bro.
Such a good fucking movie. Can you believe they had such shit reviews? I never realized that.
No, but that's also why we had to go with it. It's like, fuck those guys.
Like, I can't believe they would
It's a
write
spite
that.
point, dude. We had to give them a spite point. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. I can't. I can't fathom that movie only made $6 million because it probably cost like at least over 10 to make that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
Fucking trash.
I'm gonna watch that now. Yeah.
Yes, after this, dude. I'm telling you, like I actually I own that one, but it's not streaming anywhere, so you might have to rent it.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Amazon rental. Got it.
Yep. Boom.
They get you anyway.
Technology, baby.
Speaking of that, you can stream our single and all of our other songs right now too.
We're called Moon Fever.
And
Check
on
it out on
Spotify, and on
Spotify.
iTunes,
And
and on YouTube. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, with your videos, and Mark was talking about the practical effects and stuff. Do you guys do any of that stuff? Because your videos are actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We did do fake fireworks.
We did do fake fire because we were worried. We were scared about burning down.
We also were driving a 6.4 Thunderbird, so we didn't want to really set it on fire.
Yeah. This will
That would-
fun.
That would
Yeah,
have
that's
sucked.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.